Witchcraft, one of the many damning words pertaining to historical abuse. Since day one of men clutching the book of God, no less, controlling the masses and condemning many men and women to die by hysterical views. Not much has changed, really. Our story today starts with one of arranged love. Let me take you to the year 1590, where a young Princess Anne of Denmark awaited her new king, the one and only James VI. So he cruised on over on a ship to marry/collect his new wife, assuming this was probably his third or fourth. I doth proclaimeth, dieth my wifeth. Ya, you are lord. And so King James VI and Princess Anne of Denmark were in wedlock, and no sooner hurrying back to consummate the marriage, but on the way the weather had turned really nasty. So they took refuge in Norway, and they were waiting there for a really long time. Whilst they were there, King James was soon distracted by the hearsay of Peder Munk, admiral of the Danish fleet, who in turn began mouthing off to Treasurer of Copenhagen Christopher Valkendorf about the absolute state of King James' vessel, and of course he had a theory. Apparently, some diplomat's wife in Denmark conjured a curse to cause the storm that directly led to James and Anne seeking refuge. Apparently, because the admiral of the Danish fleet had badmouthed her at some point. This was enough to raise hell, and so began a witch hunt in Denmark. And parallel to that, King James held his own court, deciding the storm had also been caused by witches. This time a little closer to home. So he began rounding up men and women and started burning people. All for a laugh, basically. Confessions under torture led to many arrests and executions, all because of the hot topic at the time, witchcraft. One of the many damning words created by the clergy of those dark times, and thrown around like the Tamagotchi craze of 1996. No one would dare speak against such nonsensical abuse or face the fires themselves. But more importantly, what trauma did King James receive at North Berwick in his past for him to cause such misery there? Vanity? One could imagine, as a king hearing of such trials overseas involving him no less would be damn sight miffed. Where was his virtuous act? And so, the news from Scotland would be just that. A condemning rag of nonsense accounting the damnable life of a notable sorcerer, a doctor no less, along with many names, and to all they had no choice but to confess. Yes, we made sweet, sweet love to the devil, our master and granter of eternal power. We renounce our faith only because we want to, and not because you're forcing me to say such things. I say, well done, history of the noble notoriety. You never cease to shine in a sea of vomit. Do remember, all of the events we lived through today may not seem as cruel as what you've learned today, but I can assure you, everything is relative.